Welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this New England mansion. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up in the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and I will also have a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. So like I said, this is called a New England mansion. It's built on a 40 by 40 lot in Brindleton Bay, and it has 5 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, and it came in at 276,034 simoleons. And for the packs today, it is actually fairly restricted. So for the expansions, I use Seasons, Cats and Dogs, City Living and Get Together. And then for the game packs, I just use Parenthood. And then for the stuff packs, all I used from that was Laundry Day. So I mean, I suppose it is still a good amount of packs, but it's definitely a lot less than normal. As you know, I'm not going to kind of go into too depth of this as I say every video, but I do try to go at the end of the build back through and see if I can take anything out to reduce the pack list and replace it for something else. So that's what I tend to do. And just as a little bit of background information as well, if you don't know, New England is actually a region in the northeast of the US, I believe it is, and I've had this idea on my list for quite a long time actually. And also Brindleton Bay is inspired by this region as well, I believe, because if you actually just type in New England into Google Images, and you'll actually see one of the images of like a town in like autumn time, and it looks exactly like the kind of background of one of the towns here in Brindleton Bay as well. So that's what we're doing today. Now I know again it's a 40 by 40 lot, which I know some people wouldn't class as a mansion. I've had this mentioned a few times, but sometimes I class a mansion by lot size and sometimes I go by bedroom number. So I feel like this is kind of like, you know, a medium-sized lot, but it also has a good amount of bedrooms and bathrooms, so I would say this is a mansion. And also just something else I wanted to mention, I'm going to mention it now just in case I forget, but I actually have had a few questions recently about if I'm doing a save file. Now I'm not actually doing that. I don't know why people are, you know, saying that all of a sudden, but I do, you know, a lot of builds, but I'm not actually kind of planning on making a save file from all of them. If you kind of want to make up like sort of like a pretend save file of my builds for your own gameplay, then feel free to do that. But I don't have everything on the gallery to make up all the lots. I do actually have quite a lot, kind of when I look through, you know, like my build save files of like when I just for videos and stuff, I have actually filled up quite a lot of the lots, so you know, you could do that if you want to, but there will be a few missing ones, but I'm not doing like an official save file. And also just another thing as well, we are actually really close to 12,000 subscribers as well, which is really exciting to, you know, round off on a nice number again. So I don't say this a lot, you know, during the video. I normally just mention it maybe sometimes at the end, but don't forget to subscribe and like this video as well, because it actually really helps me out a lot. And yeah, so we're just working a little bit on the floor plan now. I don't show you all of it because it is a fairly big house, and as I say a lot with mansions, I don't actually show them that often because it does take a little bit more of a thought process behind it to work out how to do it all, because it's just a lot more space to work out. So I do normally just do it off screen. I just like, you know, stop recording before I do the floor plan, because I just like the thought of recording puts me off a little bit because it's like a lot of pressure. But you know, sometimes I don't do it, like in this case today, and I just went ahead and cut it out whilst I did the boring bits, because sometimes there's a lot of just fiddling around and it's not that interesting to look at. And yeah, so today again is a Friday, I hope. I'm recording this on Thursday. I think this should be going up tomorrow. And I normally save my mansions for Sundays, but sometimes during the week I will do one on a Friday along with a Sunday one as well. I did start doing that quite like in my actual schedule, like a Friday and Sunday mansion build. It used to always be Sundays, but then I actually started doing Friday and Sundays. Then it kind of got too much, which I should have thought of, but then I kind of went away from it a bit, and now every now and again when I have the time for it, I'll go ahead and do it. And yeah, so we're just working a little bit on the landscaping now. I don't show you all of it, I think just the front bit and then maybe one little bit of the back as well. But I went for very neutral landscaping today. Normally what I do is as I just said, a neutral landscaping, but I'll add in like one colour, because usually what I used to do is when I first started building, I'll just put so many colours in, and I thought it might look nice, but really it's too much. But so then I kind of just started doing like, you know, the neutrals, like the white and green, along with one colour flower, so like pink or red or something, to kind of have like a consistent theme going throughout the whole build. Well, for today I actually didn't do the colour and just left it like really neutral, which is something I don't do a lot, but it was just a little bit of a different thing really, because I have been, you know, going along with that really consistent theme for a while. So I thought I'd just, you know, do something slightly different today. Not really that noticeable though. If I didn't say anything, you probably wouldn't notice. Anyway, so we're just working on the interior now. I know that we're kind of going really fast here. This build actually took me no time at all. This entire build from start to finish took me like an hour and 10 minutes. Normally I spread it over like a few days and it still only takes me that amount of time. Because like even after just like 20 minutes work, when you think you've got like to do a mansion like in your head, even though mansions don't take me that long, the thought of it is still a little bit off-putting sometimes. So that's why I normally spread it out over a few days, even if it's going to take less than 2 hours. But today I actually just sat and just did the whole thing, and it took me like an hour and 10 minutes or so. I did have like one little break in between, but it took me that long, which is actually kind of surprising because it is, you know, it's not like it's the smallest lot in the world, and I'm actually really happy how it turned out as well, because, you know, Brindleton Bay is my favourite world, and just the whole cats and dogs general build theme, like the build mode items are my favourite to use as well, so it's always, you know, really nice when I come to do builds like this. But also as well, I feel kind of like slightly guilty as well when I do these type of builds, like these family homes, because I know I do so many of them, and like I feel like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, even though there are aspects which are different here and there between them. But when I'm like doing a family home after family home, I sometimes feel a little bit guilty that I'm kind of like doing a similar thing and not putting that much effort into, even though I am. It just doesn't always come across that way. Anyway, so another thing as well, I do actually have more builds coming to console soon. The date was announced of October 10th, so stay tuned for that. And I will go ahead and make a little video about my next builds coming to the console then. I mentioned a few days ago that there is actually quite a lot coming to them. I'm not going to say anything more. I'm going to leave a little bit of surprise for that video. And if you don't know what, I've did this type of video before when I first actually started sharing my builds on console. But I basically can just give you a quick little overview of each of the lots, like what packs they use, the price of it, how many bedrooms and bathrooms and stuff like that. Just a really quick overview, so you can kind of see what type of builds I do, especially if you're new to my channel as well. It's really great, so you can kind of see a little quick overview of the builds, and then you can, you know, decide which ones you want to play with, in case you don't want to kind of, because I suppose, like, you know, downloading all yourself and having a look through may take a little bit of a time, so I feel like an overview video, you know, is a little bit helpful for some people, so that'll be happening then. And all my builds as well that I put on console are from the PC version, so you will be able to play, you know, if you play on PC, you can download them as well, and also be a speed build up with them too on the channel. And yes, so a little bit more about this build. I didn't make it like really personalised today. I did kind of have like an inkling for like a few rooms, but not really that kind of set in stone. So there's one like teen boys room, I would say, and one teen girls room as well, and then there's also a twin toddler room as well. So that's what I did. Sometimes, you know, I do a very neutral home, and then, you know, the home after that I might do a little bit of personality or incorporate some colour here and there, and then, you know, I might do a home which is really personalised. But I just do a mix of things. My preference though is to do fairly neutral or neutral plus a few colours and stuff. I just find that easiest for me to do, as I don't play with my own builds, it's just for you to download, so just keeps it easy and, you know, open for everyone to download. So now we're just working on the garage area. Like normal, I do change this into a gym, but I thought I'll go ahead and include laundry today as well. I don't always do that, and sometimes I do, but if I do put laundry in, I do try to make it easy for you to like take out laundry of the build, because I know not everybody wants to play with it. So if you don't want to play with it, then you can just remove the little kind of section there in the garage for the laundry machines and just replace that with some more gym equipment, because it is really in the gym area. And you could just leave the laundry hampers in if you want to, because they kind of look like nice decoration as well, I think. So you can just remove the washing machines and just have the hampers as decoration. So this room right here is probably like the guest room. This is the only one downstairs. I normally do like all the rooms upstairs, and then if there is like one downstairs, because it looks a little bit out of place in a way, but also it can make sense for it being a guest room. So that's what this is here. Now, I know saying guest room with one of my builds doesn't really work that well, because all my rooms are fairly neutral anyway, so sometimes it doesn't really have like a thing that, okay, this definitely looks like a guest room or something, because most of them are neutral, so this doesn't have to be a guest room, but you know, that's what I had in mind when I built it. And then this one right here is the teen girls room. Again, I went for a purple theme. I was going to make this a very autumnal build to begin with, and that's why I went for like the brown sort of colour swatches on the exterior. But when I came to check the screenshots, because as I said this a few videos ago, but when I do like an autumn theme build, I'll build it in summer so I can see all the landscaping and they're like true colours, and then I, like at the end when I take the screenshots, I change it to autumn. But I did that and I was like, actually I think I prefer it in summer, so I just left it as that. But you know, when you're playing the game yourself and if you have this build, after a while it will, you know, cycle through the different seasons, so you will see it in autumn eventually. And let me know as well, if you do play with seasons, what like days do you have it set for like each season length? I actually play on 28 days, which I know is the longest one. I think the default's 7, and you can either have 7, 14 or 28, so let me know what you play on. I did used to play on 7, but I also have my Sims lifespan on long as well, so I feel like having that kind of works better with the long seasons too, so I have that combination. And actually saying that, I don't play the game at all really. I play like a current household every now and again, but really I'm just recording so much that I don't really have the time to play the game, so let me know anyway. And this right here is the toddler room, as I was mentioning before, so it's a twin toddler room. Now I don't know if it'll be for like 2 girls or 2 boys though. I kind of kept it fairly neutral. I maybe think girls, but you know, it's up to you really. And I just put a few toys around in here, you know, just a few things really, just a few toys and things like that. I also put a bookshelf in as well, and I did that one from, yeah, put the Parenthood bookshelf in because I was trying to find something to put in that like 1x1 tile there between that wall and the door, so I just went ahead and put one of those in. And then this right here is the master room. Again, it is fairly neutral, but it is really big actually. It has like, you know, the little bed section here. There's also a desk, and it also has a fireplace / seating area as well. And also the teen boys room is really big as well. That has a lot of stuff in it. That has also another fireplace and a seating area as well as like a big desk area too. So that's also the case with a lot of my mansions, is that everything's way spread out. With smaller homes, everything's more cramped in and stuff, but with mansions, you know, I keep everything on a bigger scale, I suppose. So I think we just have a few more bedrooms to work on, as well as the bathroom there. I did actually do quite a lot of the bathrooms off screen. I think I showed you 2 of them, that one right there with the master room, and I think one downstairs as well, but all the bathrooms in my builds, I keep like the same colour scheme going throughout them, so all the bathrooms are the same within this build. I just kind of have, you know, the layout different, you know, between them. And yes, so at the end of the build, we've got like the outdoor activities and a little bit of landscaping to finish off around the pool area. Normally I do like the outdoor stuff first, but today I did it in a different order for a change, so you'll see that at the end. And I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap this voiceover up now. I don't normally, you know, end the voiceovers early, but we've got like just coming up to a minute left before the screenshots, which I would end the voiceover on anyway. But I really hope you enjoyed today's video. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. If you have any more suggestions for other ideas that you want to see next on the channel, that'd be really helpful to hear. You can go ahead and download this build from the gallery. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!